Welcome to my channel.
Life is relationships.
Today's relationship psychology.
1. Relationships definition. 2. Parasocial relationships. 3. Symbiotic relationships. 4. Codependent relationships. 5. Relationships wife. 6. Gaslighting in relationships. 7. Relationships synonym. 8. Positive relationships.
Definition of relationships. 8. Relationships. Definition. A relationship is the way in which two or more people, groups, or entities are connected, or the state of being connected. It encompasses the patterns of interaction, feelings, and behaviors between them. Broader context. Interpersonal. The most common use, referring to connections between people, e.g., familial, romantic, platonic, professional. Dynamic and evolving. Relationships are not static. They change over time based on experiences, communication, and life circumstances. Multifaceted. They can be defined by their nature, e.g., friendly, hostile, their context, e.g., workplace, family, or their quality, e.g., healthy, toxic. Fundamental human need. Forming relationships is a core part of human psychology and is essential for emotional well-being and social survival. Example. The relationship between a teacher and student is defined by guidance and learning. The relationship between two businesses may be defined by competition or partnership. 1. Parasocial relationships. Definition. Key details. 1. One-sided nature. 2. Illusion of intimacy. 3. Common platforms. 4. Spectrum of intensity. 5. Psychological function. 1. Parasocial relationships. Definition. A parasocial relationship is a one-sided, unreciprocated psychological connection that an individual forms with a media personality or figure, e.g., a celebrity, influencer, fictional character, or streamer. The individual feels a sense of intimacy, friendship, or kinship with the figure, but the figure is unaware of their existence. Key details. One-sided nature. All the emotional investment comes from the fan. The media figure broadcasts their persona to a mass audience. Illusion of intimacy. Through social media, vlogs, and interviews, fans feel they know the person intimately, even though the relationship is not real. Common platforms. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, podcasts, and television are common grounds for these relationships to form. Spectrum of intensity. They can range from benign, enjoying a YouTuber's content and feeling like they're a friend, to pathological, believing you have a real, mutual relationship with a celebrity, known as celebrity worship syndrome. Psychological function. They can provide companionship, reduce loneliness, and offer a sense of belonging to a community of other fans, without the risks of a real relationship. Example. A teenager who watches their favorite Twitch streamer every day, knows all their inside jokes, and feels genuinely upset when the streamer is sad, as if they were a close friend. 3. Symbiotic relationships. Key details. Biological context. Mutualism, +, 2. Commensalism, +, 3. Parasitism, ±. Key details. Psychological, social context, metaphorical use. 2. Loss of self. 3. Often unhealthy.
Definition. Primarily a biological term, a symbiotic relationship describes a close, long-term interaction between two different biological organisms. In a psychological or social context, it's used metaphorically to describe a relationship where two people are overly dependent on each other, often to the point of losing their individual identities. Key details. Biological context. Mutualism, +, both organisms benefit, e.g., bees and flowers. Commensalism, +, one benefits, and the other is unaffected, e.g., barnacles on a whale. Parasitism, ±, one benefits at the expense of the other, e.g., a tapeworm in a human gut. Key details. Psychological, social context, metaphorical use. Describes an enmeshed relationship where boundaries are blurred. Loss of self. The individuals may not function well independently and derive their identity from the relationship. Often unhealthy. While interdependence is healthy, psychological symbiosis is often a sign of codependency or an underdeveloped sense of self. Example. A parent who lives entirely through their child's accomplishments, and the child remains dependent on the parent for all emotional regulation, preventing both from developing as independent individuals. 4. Codependent relationships. Key characteristics. Care-taking. 2. Low self-esteem. 3. Poor boundaries. 4. Control. 5. Dysfunctional communication. 6. Denial.
Codependent relationships. Definition. Codependency is a behavioral and emotional condition that affects an individual's ability to have a healthy, mutually satisfying relationship. It is also known as relationship addiction, because people with codependency often form or maintain relationships that are one-sided, emotionally destructive, and/or abusive. Key characteristics. Caretaking. A codependent person has an excessive need to fix or care for their partner, often neglecting their own needs. Low self-esteem. Their sense of purpose comes from being needed by someone else. Poor boundaries. They have a hard time distinguishing their own feelings and responsibilities from their partner's. Control. They try to control their partner's behavior, often under the guise of helping to feel secure. Dysfunctional communication. They struggle to be honest about their feelings and needs, often resorting to passive aggression or people-pleasing. Denial. They often deny there is a problem in the relationship. Example. A woman makes excuses for her husband's alcoholism, calls in sick for him, and cleans up his messes, all while her own health and social life deteriorate because she believes he needs her.
5. Relationships. Wife.
Key details. Legal partnership. 2. Emotional intimacy. 3. Team dynamic. 4. Evolving roles. 5. Individuality.
Definition. This refers to the specific role, dynamics, and bond associated with being a wife within a marital relationship. It encompasses legal, emotional, social, and practical dimensions. Key details. Legal partnership. Marriage is a legally binding contract that grants specific rights and responsibilities, e.g., shared property, inheritance, medical decision-making. Emotional intimacy. A wife is often a primary source of emotional support, companionship, and love for her partner. Team dynamic. It involves partnership in managing a household, finances, and potentially raising children. Evolving roles. The role of a wife has evolved significantly. Modern interpretations focus on equality, shared responsibilities, and mutual respect, moving away from traditional, rigid gender roles. Individuality. A healthy marital relationship allows both the wife and husband to maintain their individual identities, goals, and friendships outside the marriage. Example. A wife may be her husband's confidant, a co-parent to their children, a financial contributor, and a life partner in making major decisions, all while pursuing her own career and hobbies.
6. Gaslighting in relationships.
Countering. Common tactics. 2. Withholding. 3. Trivializing. 4. Denial. 5. Diverting. 6. Stereotyping. 7. Impact.
Gaslighting in relationships. Definition. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person, the gaslighter, seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual, the gaslightee, making them question their own memory, perception, judgment, and sanity. Common tactics. Countering. You remember that wrong. It never happened that way. Withholding. Pretending not to understand or refusing to listen. I don't know what you're talking about. You're being confusing. Trivializing. Belittling your feelings or concerns. You're so sensitive. You're overreacting. Denial. Flat out denying something they said or did, even with evidence. Diverting. Changing the subject or questioning your credibility. That's just nonsense you read online. You're being paranoid. Stereotyping. Using negative stereotypes about your gender, mental health, etc., to dismiss your claims. Impact. The victim often feels anxious, confused, isolated, and loses confidence in their own reality. It is a core component of emotional abuse. Example. After a heated argument where person A yelled, person B later says, "I never yelled at you. You have such a vivid imagination. You must be stressed from work." 7. Relationships, synonyms. Common synonyms. 1. Connection. 2. Bond. 3. Partnership. 4. Association. 5. Affiliation. 6. Kinship. 7. Romance, liaison. 8. Ties. 9. Dynamic.
Relationships, synonyms, definition. Words or phrases that have a similar meaning to relationship, though they often carry different nuances. Common synonyms. Connection. Emphasizes the link or bond between people. Bond. Suggests a strong, often emotional, tie that holds people together. Partnership. Highlights cooperation and working together toward common goals. Association. a more formal or neutral term, often for professional or casual contexts. Affiliation, a connection with a group or organization. Kinship, can refer to family relationships or a deep feeling of similarity and connection. Romance, liaison, specifically refers to a romantic or sexual relationship. Ties, often used for familial or long-standing connections, e.g., family ties. Dynamic, refers to the patterns of interaction between people.
8. Positive relationships. 8. Positive relationships. Key characteristics. Mutual respect 2. Trust and honesty 3. Support 4. Healthy independence 5. Fun and enjoyment 6. Equality. Positive relationships. Definition. Positive relationships are connections characterized by mutual respect, trust, support, and enjoyment. They contribute to the well-being and growth of all individuals involved. Key characteristics. Mutual respect. Valuing each other's opinions, boundaries, and individuality. Trust and honesty. Feeling secure and being able to be truthful with one another. Good communication. Openly sharing feelings, actively listening, and resolving conflicts constructively. Support. Offering emotional and sometimes practical support during both good and challenging times. Healthy independence. Both people maintain their own identities and lives outside the relationship. Fun and enjoyment. The relationship is a source of happiness, laughter, and relaxation. Equality. Power is shared, and decisions are made together. Example. Two friends who cheer for each other's successes, provide a listening ear during failures, respect when the other needs space, and feel comfortable being their true selves around each other. Thank you for watching and a warm welcome to all the new subscribers joining our amazing community.